Hey guys, I'm back. Episode 2 of the new series. It's Russia's turn. Here's Russia's buy, but I'll get into that in a minute. For this series, I decided not to do the dice rolls on camera. I figured that would take way too long, and I decided to get it all set up after everything happened. So I'll go ahead and give you a rundown. Germany had a phenomenal turn. That was absolutely insane. This hit over here, it went 3 or 4 rounds before either side got a hit, and obviously Germans got the hit. This side only went 2 rounds, and then Germany had their sneak attack. Up here in the north, Germany was very successful, only lost 1 sub. In this battle, all they lost was a sub, and they have a damaged battleship that's laying there. Here's the build where it went, that submarine destroyer carrier. That cruiser and transport came from Sea Zone 114. It went 1-2, and it picked up 2 infantry from Denmark and brought them to Norway. The 3 infantry that were here came to Finland. That's it. Came to Finland and took that territory. The Germans, when they did their combat move here, they got 3 out of the 5 on their first round and lost none, which was absolutely insane, and moved everything down here. All the tanks moved down south. One of the infantry from Slovakia, Hungary moved down as well. And then everything from Germany came to Poland. And so that's quite a bit of infantry. That's 14 infantry and 3 artillery. So that's quite a force. Germany took France. The only loss was all 5 infantry. The only setback that Germany had was they attacked Normandy, and it did not go well. France got 2 hits right off the bat, brought us down to a mech and a tank, and Germany got none. Actually, I take that back. They got 1. And then Germany went, didn't get a hit, and France did. And so it was a tank versus an artillery, and they rolled and they annihilated each other. So that was the only setback that the Germans had this round. But other than that, it was phenomenal. After counting up $30 from original territories, plus 4 from France, and plus 2 from Finland, that's 36. And then plus 5 for controlling Denmark and Norway, and 5 for not going to war with Russia, brings us to 46. Yes? Yeah, 46. And then we have France's money. France is $19. And after counting it up, there should be 25, 50, 65. 65 sounds right. $65. And so that's the end of Germany's first round. Oh, one other thing. In this battle in Yugoslavia, when they retreated, the fighter that came in landed here in Italy. So doing the best I can to help my Italian partner out, giving it a maximum of 3 fighter scramble. Got rid of a cruiser, so now Britain's a little bit hesitant to do this stuff down here, but we'll see. Alright, on to Russia's turn. Russia's turn, they have $30, $25, $37, and they decided to buy 9 infantry and a fighter, and that's $37. Russia is not at war with anybody at the beginning of its turn, so there's not a whole lot to do. However, there is a lot to still consider. Looks like Germany is going for a bowling ball strategy, or they're going for Moscow. They wouldn't have stacked so hard this way otherwise. So could still be different. They could still do a sea line attack, so we still have to be responsible and defend our capital over there. But anyway, Russia's turn. Alright, so since they're not at war with anybody, they can't do anything on this side. However, they can go to war with Japan. Now, there's multiple strategies on what to do with these infantry. Luckily for Russia, they have the Mongolian rule. That's 6 infantry that could really help out if things became dire. However, there's a lot of different things that people have said about these infantry They're not quite sure what to do with them, some people. I found the best use is to retreat them. However, it depends on if you guys have talked to your counterparts before you guys have started playing. So say you talk to your friend America over here, and America says, I'm going for a kill Japan first strategy, right? And you know that the Japanese player is relatively aggressive, takes a lot of chances. Say he does a J1 attack, brings everybody into the war quick, right? And he goes for these money islands down here that are very, very important. Well, I mean, in that case, you might want to consider taking all these infantry and not necessarily going on the offensive, but putting pressure up here in the north to occupy Japanese troops. That way Japan can't move into China, can't move down here into Southeast Asia, can't move into the money islands that it needs in order to flourish. So it depends on what you think will happen. It just depends. You got to feel out your Japanese player. You got to think about what are they going to do, what are their strengths and weaknesses. Are they an aggressive player? Are they relaxed? Are they both? Are they risky? Are they a gambler? It just depends. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and make our moves. For me, as Russia, I'm going to decide to pull back. So all these troops here move back, and these 6 troops will move back, and these 2 anti-aircraft guns will move back. The reason why is because eventually Japan's going to move on up in here. These 6 infantry here, they will keep Japan honest. Japan can come over here and take this $1, but $1 is not going to kill me. And what this does is this gives me a buffer so that they can't just wipe out the infantry. But it also makes Japan wary because they're not sure. They'll have to bring in a lot of stuff into either of these 2 spaces in order to hold them or even gain the money from them. So I keep these 6 infantry here, and I make sure to move these AA guns back because China's going to need them eventually. I always bring them back around in here, and they always get to here in these last 3 Chinese spaces. By the time that the anti-aircraft guns get back there, China is usually backed up to these last 6 or these last 3. One of those 2 scenarios. It depends on how hard Japan decides to push into China. So I always decide to bring these guys back. These 6 infantry always help out as well. Plus, if you have this setup right here, you can take these 12 infantry and 2 anti-aircraft guns back over here, and you can either take them to Moscow if Moscow needs them, or you can take them to China if China needs them. And it's not a huge repercussion for leaving just 6 infantry here, because if Japan attacks first, then guess what? All of these 6 infantry become Russian, and you just gained an extra 6 infantry on your defense. So all in all, instead of having 6 infantry, you have 12 infantry, and Japan has to take that into consideration as well. So that's something else to consider. Back over to the European side. Now, basically, all we're going to do is we're just going to get prepared for the offensive that's going to happen. These front infantry are vulnerable, and so we're going to go ahead and move them. Get them out of the way, get them out ASAP. These guys are vulnerable as well. Get them out. Move these naval units, that way they can't do an amphibious assault against Leningrad. Take this submarine out here, see what damage I can do with it. There's not a whole lot you can really do with that submarine, but there are a few things, and we'll talk about it in the next video when I wrap up Russia's turn. So basically what we're going to end up doing is we're going to bring all of the fast units, these tanks and mechs, air units, this fighter, we're going to bring it to Brinsk, because Brinsk is that one space on the board that can reach every single front line space that Russia actually cares about. So we have 1, 2, 2, here, Bessarabia, 1-2 into eastern Poland, and then 1-2 into the Baltic states, and then 1-2 here into Leningrad. This dollar right here doesn't really matter. It's okay. It's fine if Germany takes that. Viborg, it's worth 0, so that's okay. But basically, all these fast units will be able to place there for a counterstrike. We'll bring all the infantry back, and then we'll just have to wait and see what Germany does. Okie dokie, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. And actually, this video I kind of messed up. I forgot to go ahead and do the moves that Russia was supposed to make and bring them all back and set it all up. But that's no matter. I'll go ahead and show you in the next video. Alright, stay tuned. See you guys in the next video.